one of the proud promises of the civilized world has always been law, order, peace, and discipline, have long formed the basis on which countries were classified as first world or third world.
People in the West are a little bit tired from the decades of peace, democracy, wealth, and freedom. It is for themselves a little bit boring.
Administrative justice in Ukraine is a sphere in which the resilience of the rule of law is tested on a daily basis.
The Supreme Court of Sri Lanka found the former executive of this country liable for breach of constitutional duties. Rule of law has been advanced in its full plenitude in Sri Lanka.
Even the highest office be subjected to constitutional scrutiny.
We are judges, we are not political actors, and our duty is to protect the rights and the law under the Constitution.
Across Europe and indeed globally, narratives questioning the legitimacy of courts have intensified. The chilling effect of this type of action against the judges is a red line not to be crossed.
In Hungary, judges are not allowed to express political views.
Why is defiance of the rule of law gaining political appeal across the world?
Rest assured that the judiciary holds the final move.
We can uphold the rule of law only to a limited extent by our judgments and opinions, but we do not have means to enforce them.
Politicians must not interfere with the substance of judicial decision, but the organization and financing of the courts is a democratic issue too.
For one, never ever give up.
We simply need an openness to listen.
Thanks to Global South Network, which allow us to believe in a better world of the rule of law.
It's a wonderful initiative.
The Global South Network opened new horizons for judicial cooperations.
Global South Network provide a platform for meaningful dialogue and cooperation, fostering efforts to build a more equitable and resilient legal landscape.
GSN Network continues to expand areas of activity, further strengthening its impact and reach.
The universal concept of justice compels us to join our efforts, and this is the forum for promoting the same goal.
Well deserved for the hectic activity you have made. I am astonished, I am amazed, I was impressed.
May I at the outset commend you, Dr. Reayat, for the immense work that you're doing in the GSN. And the Global South Network is a much admired initiative.
It's commendable. South Network focuses on all disciplines and regions, creating a bridge between academia, civil society, legal community, etc.
Now, without much ado, allow me to open the floor, the imaginary online floor, to the question and answer sessions. So I have received quite a few questions and comments, and I think the first question is from Rosa Maria Cajiga Morales, doctoral researcher in bioethics and public law, Abu Akademi University, Department of Law, Turku, Finland. And the question is for the Honourable Justice Kari Kuusiniemi. So I'm a PhD researcher in public law and bioethics. What preventive measures can be taken at an early stage to prevent erosion of the rule of law, particularly to protect universities and other institutions from political or institutional pressure?
Thank you. This extremely timely and good question. So regarding the courts and judiciary, I think in Finland, just like in Norway and Sweden, we have now moved to amend our constitution with some provisions safeguarding the independence of judiciary, linking to the number of justices at the Supreme Courts, the mandatory retirement age, the appointment procedure, and the role of judicial council. But the more difficult is the part of your question linking to the universities. I could still refer to one article of my previous colleague, Mats Melin. It is in Swedish, but I presume that you're able to read Swedish. It was his lecture when he was appointed doctorate honoris causa at the University of Stockholm. And there he parallels beautifully the necessity of upholding the independence both of the highest academic teaching and the courts. But how we can safeguard it, it's an other and more difficult question. But I think one major message in my talk was that we have to be always vigilant and prepared. We have to try to find small signs of erosion, and if we are able to find them, so we should protest against them and try to explain why this can be destructive for the independence of both the universities and the judiciary.
Thank you very much, Honourable Justice Kari Kuusiniemi, for your answer. And the next question is about so that is an anonymous question. On the request of anonymity, the question has been asked. And the question is about the international cooperation. Given that different countries have different experiences and different legal frameworks, how one country can help other country tackle with challenges regarding backsliding of the rule of law? And it's an open question. I think it hasn't been specified for one country or another. I think anyone can answer.
I would like to refer to several of the commentators' excellent comments where it was emphasized that upholding the rule of law is not only a national thing, but many of you very rightly pointed out that it's a common challenge over the borders. But of course, we have to admit that we have different countries, different societies, different constitutions, and my remarks, even if they were not completely limited to European circumstances and especially European Union, they are mostly reflected by the fact that I'm living in this kind of system and legal order, where we have in the Treaty of the European Union very clear obligations to uphold a system based on democracy, the rule of law, and protecting of human rights. So that's not a political question in that sense. So we have agreed so. Another thing is that if these values are not protected and upheld, then it's good question how to proceed. But I think personally that international cooperation can achieve important results. As we had here the comment of Justice Barreto from Colombia, I would like to highlight that the World Law Congress was arranged in Barranquilla, Colombia in 2021, and there the highest decoration of this organization was handed down to the people of Colombia for their struggle to try to uphold and make the rule of law even better. And also I would like to mention the organization of the Supreme Administrative Courts globally, which is known by the French acronym AIHA. There we have in the conferences always a possibility to discuss important matters regarding, for instance, the rule of law and learn from each other. So I think these are just examples of how we can learn from each other.
Thank you, Honourable Justice Kari Kuusiniemi, for answering the question. The next question, I think, is probably should be the last one, is for two countries, and it's a kind of a comparative question, and it's about Ukraine and Colombia. And the question is that the two courts operated in a context shaped by history of challenging political and social developments, kind of referring to the conflicts. And this actually posed many challenges to two kinds of judicial independence. One is the institutional independence, and the other is behavioral independence, the personal independence of judges while operating in a context shaped by conflicts. So they are trying to understand, the question is that how do they see that conflict? How challenging and is that, and how you cope with that conflict happening outside and affecting the court from outside towards the judiciary? Yes, either of you, Honourable Justice Barreto Suarez or Dashutin, whosoever wants to answer. Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you. Yes, our country, it's a country with symbols because many government and some political parties have attacked several times the judicial system, both the Constitutional Court and the Council of State, because we have a rule to protect our legal system and constitutional system against the power of the government. As I mentioned in my presentation, we have declared some measures against some decrees issued by government, and it has been a problem for us because government reacted in a bad way, attacking us and attacking the legal framework. Obviously, our duty is to protect the law and act in an independent way, just to assure the rule of law. We are judges, we are not political actors, and our duty is to protect the rights and the law under the Constitution, and that is we have done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honourable Justice Ehud Dashutin from Supreme Court of Ukraine, would you like to respond to that?
Thank you for a question. Administrative Cassation Court, it all depends on the organization of each judge's work. The war affected the judiciary but judges and had already adapted and working in a difficult condition, but access to justice is ensured. I want to say thank you for support a European country and other country for supporting in these difficult times for us in times of war. And I want to thank you for the invitation and for supporting our country in these difficult times, and our justice system is trying to adapt during the war.
Thank you. I think we have questions, but in the interest of time, I think it's better if I make concluding remarks.